Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we are doing the Fury versus Usyk DAZN pay-per-view, the card prediction, the preview and prediction for the whole card that is taking place Saturday, May 18th on DAZN pay-per-view. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. This is a monster card right here. Just for the main event alone. The card itself, if you're a real boxing fan, the card itself is not bad. But I mean, just the fact that we're gonna crown a new undisputed heavyweight champion is huge. But we'll get to that. There's 5 fights I want to talk about. I know there's a couple British, contenders on the rise that people are interested in seeing. Mark Chamberlain, and I forget the other guy's name in his fight that he's having. That's all good and well. I'm not really going to talk about those guys, though, because they're just staying busy and they haven't really made a huge splash yet. But, so the first fight I do want to talk about is Sergey Kovalev's return. It's been a couple years out of the ring for him. He's at or past 40 now. He is the former multiple-time light heavyweight champion of the world, a future Hall of Famer. He's taken on Robin Surfi in a cruiserweight battle. The one thing that doesn't leave a fighter is his power, even as he gets older. Kovalev, the last time he was really at that high level was when he got knocked out against Canelo back in 2019. So it's been over 4 years. Does he still have what it takes to be a contender? Is he just, cannon fodder for the future of the cruiserweight division? I'm interested in seeing, because Kovalev is a future Hall of Famer. He's a big name, and if he can make a splash in a cruiserweight division that needs bigger names, even if they're older fighters, I'm down to watch Kovalev at any moment. The guy gave me some great moments over the years, gave us great moments over the years. He was truly a great fighter, and I'm happy to see him back doing what he loves to do. But if he goes out there and gets destroyed or knocked out, or it's just not his moment, he should contemplate retirement and ride off, because he's got nothing else to prove, in my opinion. But I'm excited to see him back in the ring. Hopefully he gets a victory. For just the fact that I don't know this Sirwan, and because Kovalev I'm a fan of Kovalev, I'm giving him the prediction here. I'm going to say he's going to pull this one out by either a knockout or a decision. We'll see. Now to the 4 fights that really matter. The first that I'm going in order from which the fights are supposed to happen. The heavyweight tilt between undefeateds Frank Sanchez and Ajit Kabayel is a true pick'em fight right here. You got both undefeated fighters. They're around the same age. They're around the same height, same reach. Their records are the same. They're both 24-0. The winner is on a fast track for a title shot at some point. The winner cannot be avoided. You got Frank Sanchez that struggled a little bit on the Day of Reckoning card with Junior Fa, and then stopped him in the 8th round. Has a victory over Efe Ajagba in a fight very similar to this one right here, a battle of undefeateds. And then you got Ajit Kabayel, who defeated Derek Chisora years ago, back in like 2017 by a decision. Didn't really get any love, went on to become a European heavyweight champ. You got him coming off of a win over a highly regarded fighter on the rise in Arslanbek Makhmudov, who was predicted to blow Kabayel out of the water on a Day of Reckoning card. I was supposed to be Makhmudov's, coming out party, and Kabayel dominated him, stopping him in 4 rounds in that fight. A great combination of boxing and punching. And he'll take on the pure boxer that does pack a punch in Frank Sanchez. And it's just a great clash of styles. I'm looking at this one as being a chess match. And it's tough to predict the winner, but I'm going to try. I'm going to pick Frank Sanchez by a decision. I do believe it's going to have its moments. It might not be the most entertaining fight, but it's a great matchup because both these guys are undefeated and want it badly. They want to bust into the top 10. Caballel showed us what he was made of in his last fight. He has a win over Derek Chisora, but those two fighters, those two significant wins on his resume, neither one of those guys have the same, even close to the same style as Frank Sanchez. Frank Sanchez is a pure boxer. He moves. He's very sound. He can punch with power as well. I just think Frank Sanchez's style is going to frustrate Caballel, and he is going to get a decision. But Caballel is a very live fighter in this one. I'm not even calling him an underdog. I just think Sanchez, his victory over Efe Ajagba, when I thought Ajagba was going to just go in there and roll over him, that was very impressive because he just stood back and carved Ajagba up. Now, Caballel's a different animal than Ajagba, but Frank Sanchez, to me, his boxing ability, his ring IQ is going to be different than something Caballel's ever fought, and I think he's going to defeat Ajit Caballel by a close, unanimous decision to stay undefeated and move forward. But again, I could see Caballel pulling this one out too, stepping up to that next level the way he did again against Makhmudov and beating Frank Sanchez. So we'll see. Gonna be a very interesting undercard right here. Very interesting fight. Next up, we talk about Anthony Kakachi battling, challenging for the IBF Super Featherweight title against the undefeated Joe Cordina. This on paper looks like a stay busy fight for Cordina, but you never know because when these British fighters lock horns, they tend to have some fireworks. They tend to go at it. You throw what's written on the paper out the window and go, okay, these guys are going to slug it out. Cordina's a banger. He likes to slug it out already. You know, he's had a couple close fights. Both his fights in 2023 were very close. His victory over Edward Vasquez in his last fight to retain the title, and then his split decision win over Shavkat Rakhimov to capture the IBF title for a second time. He's coming in a strong favorite, and I think Cordina is going to win this one. I'm even predicting him to win this one by middle to later round knockout. But we'll see if Anthony Kakachi on a big card can upset the apple cart and come in here and make this a war and go out and pull off a victory. He's not a big power puncher, so I'm predicting Cordina to pull this one out. Again, I'm predicting a stoppage in the middle of the later rounds, but I could also see Cordina pulling off a unanimous decision and retaining his 130-pound title. So we'll see. The co-feature sees the vacant IBF Cruiserweight Championship on the line in a rematch as former champion undefeated Jayo Pataya battles the man that he took the title from, the former #1 cruiserweight in the world, former 3-time cruiserweight world champion, former World Boxing Super Series winner in season 2, Maris Bradis, 39 years old. Maris Bradis is going to try to avenge what was his second pro defeat at the hands of Jayo Pataya. Maris Bradis has not fought in almost 2 years since that loss to Opataya. The IBF ordered him to be able to get another crack at the title. Jayo Pataya has fought twice since that victory. He took over a year off because he needed to have a surgery, and then he returned last year and destroyed British contenders, undefeated Jordan Thompson, destroyed him in 4 rounds, and then blitzed Ellis Zorro on the Day of Reckoning card back in December with a brutal first-round knockout right after the IBF stripped him of the title. So he's pissed off, but the IBF did the right thing and allowed this fight to go forward for the vacant title. And I think Opetaia's got a lot to prove. I did a breakdown video on this fight, so go check it out. But in short, I'm picking Jai Opetaia to win this fight by a TKO in the later rounds. I just think he's got too much tools. He's 12 years younger. I think he's got too much tools for Maris Briedis, who I think is going to be competitive for a few rounds. But then I think Opetaia is going to take over the fight. His speed, his accuracy, his power, I think it's going to pay dividends. I think he's going to be much more confident in this fight. And he won the first fight convincingly. So the speed matchup, the power matchup, the physical attributes all favor Opetaia, plus the age. I'm picking him to stop Maris Briedis in this one. But you know what's funny is I wouldn't be surprised if Maris Briedis reaches back in time and pulls off the upset and becomes cruiserweight champion. So we'll see what happens. That is a co-feature for the IBF, the vacant IBF Cruiserweight Championship of the World rematch between Opetaia and Briedis. But the main event, undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. The first time in the 4-belt era we will crown an undisputed champion. And the first time in 25 years we will crown an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, as Tyson Fury, the reigning and undefeated WBC world champion, battles the reigning undefeated unified heavyweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk. Usyk holds the other 3 titles, the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO titles. The titles he captured from Anthony Joshua back in 2021. He's a former undisputed champion at cruiserweight. He won the World Boxing Super Series Season 1. Dominated through that. Has moved up and been successful as a heavyweight. And, you know, has played the underdog against Anthony Joshua. He's hungry. He's ready. He's confident. Going in against the undefeated Tyson Fury, who, in some regard, was humbled in his last fight when he got knocked down against former UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Francis Ngannou, and won a close decision in a fight where everybody knows he was overlooking Francis Ngannou. And then Ngannou goes and gets destroyed against Anthony Joshua in March. Tyson Fury has a lot to prove in this fight. He needs to leave no doubt that he is the man, and why most people still have him at number 1. But right now, this is and has become a true 50-50 type fight. And the undisputed title is at stake between 2 undefeated champions. Tough to choose this one. I did a breakdown video on this fight. Go check it out. But my prediction fast here is that Tyson Fury is going to figure out a way to use his size and physical advantage to defeat the very slick, genius boxing Alexander Usyk. But I will not be surprised whatsoever if Usyk pulls off the victory in this one. It's a fantastic matchup, and I can't wait to see it on this Saturday, May 18th, on DAZN pay-per-view. So, in all, I'm picking Kovalev to win his return bout at cruiserweight, Frank Sanchez to take a decision over Ajit Kabayel, Joe Cordina to stop Anthony Kakachi in the middle to later rounds to retain the IBF title at 130 pounds. Jai Opetaia will regain the IBF Cruiserweight Championship with a knockout victory over Maris Briedis. And then Tyson Fury is going to secure a close decision win, possibly a late stoppage, over Alexander Usyk to become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So make sure you're checking it out. This has been the Fury versus Usyk DAZN card pay-per-view preview and prediction video. I hope you enjoyed it. This Saturday, May 18th, early in the morning if you're on the West Coast like I am in the United States, from Saudi Arabia, undisputed will happen for the first time in 25 years. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.